click this button, say, yo, what up? How's it going, buddy?
It's going pretty good. Pretty good for yourself.
I'm well. I think my girlfriend's mad at me, but that is okay. That is okay. Because what's important right in this exact moment is this Dobby 2 deck that we have in front of us.
Yes.
Hit me with the pitch. What's going on? What's going on with this guy? As I pull up some cards in here to be added to the deck.
Yeah. So basically, this whole deck, the idea at first when I first made this deck, before I made revisions on it, was to try to implement almost all the Dobby cards I could into this deck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I've always wondered why Jasco decides on Dabi that they're just not going to give him one keyword or give him a shared keyword. Instead, they go, let's just give him any keyword we feel like.
Yeah.
Because like he doesn't share any tons of keywords. He's a couple that share, a couple that don't. So I was like, let's first see if I can make a deck that encompasses just his character cards. And I did that. It did some really cool things. Didn't quite work, but I'm trying to create a deck that either pretty much doesn't guarantee, but pretty much kills you turn 2. If not, and you don't kill me on your offensive turn, I'm guaranteed to kill you on turn 3 if you don't capitalize on that time of that I don't kill you. So it's kind of just all about putting in 3 attacks, using pretty much capture evildoers, and then getting rid of all those attacks out of my card pool and keep going.
Yeah. I love it. Absolutely love it. So what do you need my help with?
So I think the number's pretty darn close to where I like it to be. I was at like 60 something. It was too small, I felt, so now I'm at 78-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the number, like maybe 75 would be the perfect number, but I'm fine where it's at number-wise.
Sure.
I think the attack lineup is very close to where I want it to be. I think it's just maybe missing a couple cards or maybe getting rid of a card. And then the foundations, I want to try to find a way to draw more cards if possible, because the big issue I've noticed with this deck is either A, I just don't draw gas when I want to draw the gas, or I will draw the cards, like a good amount of the cards I need to do a good string, but I need like one more card to finish the person off.
Sure. Yeah,
so it's kind of like where that issue lies.
Totally fair. So there's 2 ways to go about it. It's either you put in more draw effects, or you put in less cards.
Yeah.
It's just those 2 things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Going through foundations now. It's interesting. So what testing have you done with this character?
I've actually done on this deck specifically. I've done quite a bit. Like I've probably gone through this deck now against people a couple times. I played it against testing against other people's set 4 and decks and stuff, and it feels really good. Like I love in this deck that I'm pretty much guaranteed on my first turn to have momentum either through Cremation or Blue Flame Palm Trick. Usually I'll have one of those 2 cards going into my first attack. So if I don't have Cremation, I just use Blue Flame Palm Trick and put a momentum in so I can use Capture Evildoers later.
Sure.
I love this. Like my favorite part so far that I've seen with this deck is playing the whole 3 attacks. It can be any 3 attacks. Like my favorite attack right now is probably Corrosion Lunge, because that card just feels really gross in this character.
Oh yeah.
You just say it's a 3 low for 8. If you block it, that's just 2 + 2 + 5.
Yeah.
Like that's just a better version of True Gross Power Up for free, just for getting blocked, which feels good.
Yeah.
But I love throwing 3 attacks and then playing Capture Evildoers, removing them, playing Flame Flicker, putting Capture Evildoers to momentum, basically restarting.
That makes sense.
So I like that kind of like that string in general. And usually if I get that string, the person dies unless I just happen to check really poorly right after Capture Evildoer.
Sure.
Or right before it. So it's like it's one of those things where that's kind of the string that I really enjoy this character can do. Because like I've killed, for example, all for 1 with 4 cards, 4 attacks.
Damn.
Which was felt really good because again I happen to have the 10 cards in my discard pile with playing Twisting Azure Inferno, playing Sugar's Power Up on it, and making it unblockable.
Makes sense. Well, there's definitely some stuff in here that I like and some stuff that I don't like. And having played, so there was another Dobby list that was on the stream, and I've played that deck a bunch. It was about 100 cards, this is about 30 cards shorter, 20 cards shorter.
Yep.
I have some crazy ideas with this deck. So let's chat about the cards that I added into your sideboard. First and foremost, let's talk about Twin Flames Scourge. This is a 2-check. But this card does draw you a card, and you said that that's what you wanted.
Yes.
Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add one of them to your hand, remove the other. So it is selectively pick up 2. And then if you've played an action, you get the top card of your deck to momentum. So like your Sugar Rushes into other stuff is just like more potent, more powerful, right?
Yeah.
Hellflame Stomp is a 6 low for 7 or a 4 low for 9. Insane. This card just kills people. This card puts more cards in your discard pile for Sugar Rush power up, as well as it has stun, as well as if you play it as like your third move, if you're forced to go into a bit of a late game after like a capture evildoers, you get to just like swing your deck harder, right? Because like this thing now has stun 4, and just like you win the game at that point. Signature Right Swing is 7 damage latent skills. Great. Copa Win number 1 draws you a card. Prehensile Tail draws you an attack card. Agitation draws you a card. Self-assured draws you. I try to say self-observation and keen assured. If you heard me. Self-assured draws you more cards. Those are all great. Childhood Friend says whenever you miss, you pick up an attack. You just get one back. And so like getting back, I don't know. This card might be pretty good. And just like let your opponent know, hey, if somehow I didn't kill you with Twisting Azure Inferno, I'm going to now. It's just very good. That's what I had attack wise. I think everything else that you had in here, things like Swagger, I don't think is very good. Frigid Heatwave, you have to devote yourself to the range package, which might just be the correct answer. Like it is possible that you do discard enough cards out of your thing, but like that combined with this are very anti-synergistic. Like tactically, this don't work together. And so there's the big question. So let's talk about the deck. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, Blue Flame Palm Strike. I like this card a lot. Is this card doing a better job than, let me go find it. Is this card doing a better job than, where you be? Earth Beast Golem. Technically hits harder, doesn't have the powerful. Both players have the top card of the deck to their momentum. This does the same thing except for its discard top 3, which means that your Sugar Rushes are more potent. And this card gets 2 damage by itself for free. So this is an 8 damage move as opposed to a 6 damage move. This card's got a better block. There's the question, right?
So the big thing with that is that right now I believe Blue Flame Palm Strike is my only major momentum out. Because another only other real way to get momentum is capture evil. Which again, I don't like this character doesn't really stockpile momentum. Yeah. Like if he hits you for 2 turns and you don't kill the guy, you're probably just dead. On their second attack turn.
Yeah.
I never tried Golem in this deck. I think it's intriguing because it puts momentum. But as you said, the other 2 cards that don't go to momentum fuel Sugar Rush power with Palm Strike.
Yeah.
So I do like Palm Strike for that reason. That helps me fuel my Sugar Rushes. Where like I don't have Stun Grenade, but this is close to the same thing Stun Grenade's trying to do, but instead 2 instead of 3 if I don't put a Fury.
Fair enough. Blue Flame Spiral. Thoughts on this card?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, this card I just thought was kind of cool because it's a 7 mid for 8. If you can't block it, if it's close to being blocked, you can give it the extra 2 speed, make it unblockable, destroying one of their foundations. I think this would be probably the first card I would cut, just because to be honest with you, like I've had it and it's just an extra 5 diff that I don't know if I need.
Yeah.
That makes it harder to play strings.
Yeah.
So I already have Palm Strike and Corrosion Legend here at 5 diffs, which is kind of like I don't want to see tons of 5 diffs in my hand if I can avoid it.
You already talked about Corrosion Lunge, so I'm not going to touch that card. Yeah. Ignited Arrow. Tell me about this card.
Yeah. So I had it in my original one. I took it out for a little bit and tested without it. And that's where I found also myself finding a lot of not pulling the exact cards I need to kill someone. So like the issue where I see what the struggling people hit with Ignited Arrow when trying to decide to block it or not is that, okay, with my character, yes, you give me a progressive difficulty, but I always play this card before I play Capture Evildoer. Sure. So that way so either you take 7 damage, which is Dobby, I'm 100% you taking 7 damage. Like, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the mind game of, does he not have the gas and is trying to find the gas with this card, or does he have the gas and is trying to get more, to get choices?
Yeah.
So like, I'd be down to lower it. I don't think it can get removed completely out of the deck, but I definitely am fine maybe putting it to a 2, maybe 3 so I can hopefully still find attacks. So like, for example, Ignited Arrow could turn into another Twisting Ninja Inferno, and now that's worse in my opinion for your opponent than an Ignited Arrow taking the 7.
Sure.
So it's like, that's where I like Ignited, and it also puts cards on my discard pile for Sugar Rush.
So this card just says they take 7. Like, I don't know. Yeah, this card, they just take 7. They don't block this card ever, right? This is just a 7 damage, do nothing card. This is blank.
Yep.
This is a blank card. It almost makes me like this card grabs you an attack and does also 7 damage and has stun and like has powerful, so it can like help you kill. It's got that same high block. It is meteorically faster, right? It's not a 2, it's a 4. It's got the same block. The only thing is this card can't pick up the best attack in your deck. Yeah. Right? And so like that's just a thing you have to just like leverage.
Play around, yeah.
I don't know. I'm a huge Ignited Arrow hater. I think this card is bad in most decks. But if you're finding success with it, you're finding success with it. There it is, right?
So like most times I find people actually end up, they block this. This is like one of the few attacks they actually can block. And if they go, I'm just going to let you play on progressive with that card in your card pool, essentially, and take the risk that you do have the gas and you kill me. Mm-hmm. That's what I've realized. But again, I'm down to maybe drop. I think maybe put a 2 of and maybe 2 stun grenades, see if you like more. Yeah. Also, stun grenade could pick it up also. And if they take out Blue Flame Spiral, I think I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. So taking out Blue Flame Spiral is going to help because this card is a 5-diff, another 5-diff do nothing card, and our choices are to replace the low block is just either Twin Flame Scourge if you're down to play the 2-check, or Hellflame Stomp to just.
I think it's do Hellflame.
Okay. So we'll
put it option
at the 2 of, right? And so as we go back and look at our block zones, we got 7 highs, 6 lows, the rest of them all mids. Makes sense to me. If we can I convince you to go 3 and 3?
Yeah, you can convince me to do that.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's go 3 and 3. And then let's take out double Ignited Arrow and put in 2 stun grenade. Wherever that card went. There it went. I forgot I was looking by blocks. So what what this has done is just like, this card's just 7 damage. It's 7 damage. It gets you momentum. You rebuild, right? Like nobody's gonna block this card because, like you said, it could get you this, and that just means that you probably lose. When I was playtesting with Andrew last night, every time that he played Dabi, saw this card, he won. He just won the game. He won like on the spot. There's nothing I could do about it. Incredible, absolutely incredible stuff.
Yep.
Foundations. Let's talk about those real fast. I think you got some really interesting foundations. Things like Masked Menace. Was Armored Muscles. When are you ever gonna have more health? I guess that's not that card. Just kidding.
No.
Yeah. Why are these defense cards in your deck?
So Masked Menace is in there. So for example, if I throw something like a Blue Flame Poem Trigger, something that's doing a lot of damage, I could say, okay, it's still gonna do a lot of damage, but I'm gonna give it that extra speed to make it even harder to block. So if you do want to block it, you're committing more of your stage to block it. So now later, hopefully, or if it is later in the string and you have to full block this to survive, maybe that keeps you from blocking. Like that makes it unblockable.
Sure.
That's what's in there, the one of. The enhance add to my card pool. I've never used that on this character because usually on defense, it just ends up being, if I am on defense, I'm telling you to count to 19. That's usually just how it works. I count to 19. I want to save this foundation for my offensive turn if possible. If I have to use it, I will use it.
Why not just make this nervous habit instead then?
Fair. Yeah.
And then now every move has +1 speed.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's a valid. I think I'd be down to do that.
It's technically got a better block. All right, I'm just gonna put it in and take out this Masked Menace.
Yeah.
If you've said you've never used the defensive part of it,
I never.
What's up with Armored Muscles?
So Armored Muscles in there. So it's kind of like a very cheap version of just Excited Blood to heal myself, or so if I end up surviving and I know like okay, like I'm probably gonna put it at 1-up, I'd say, but like, I'm down to take it out completely too if that's how it has to be, because again this card was there, so if I survive a defensive turn, I can maybe heal myself up a little bit, so that way if I end up like now we have Nervous Habit, I can heal myself. I have 3 more uses of Nervous Habit before I kill myself.
Why not just do this? Why not just play 4 of this and then kill them?
Fair, yeah. I think we should. That'd be a good change.
Yeah, and then we should just take this out and go find a different card. Like Encouragement is like rad,
yeah.
Or just honestly just like the 4th Sugar Rush power up. So you've got 12 actions. One of the big things that I found with Andrew's deck last night is he just wasn't playing enough actions in the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
my big fear with the actions that I'm sooner or later just gonna clog my hand when I first hand. I'm gonna be like, oh, I had 3 foundations. Let's mulligan it all. Oh, I have 2 foundations this time. Cool. Get that too. You get what I'm saying? That's my big fear with that.
12 actions in a 78 card deck the likelihood of that happening is so low. It's so low. I'm playing like 10 actions or 8 actions, 2 assets in 65 cards with 22 attacks, and like your attack ratio is technically low compared to where you are. You are technically under a third, right? 75 cards would be where you would want to be with an aggro character. But you have draw here, you have draw here, you have draw here. You've got some light draw in the deck, but like there's some schmoves for sure. Calling for backups at a 3 of. What is this card doing at a 3 of? Should be a 4 of. You want to draw cards.
Yeah.
Forcing Surrender. Why is this in your deck?
It's in there for if I need to toss. If I use Cremation, you kick it out of my card pool, or to help me keep. I can kick my actions out of my card pool.
Okay, I'm into that. Window shopping.
This is in there. So this was originally in there because I was playing the 2 check originally, and I was like, I never want to check that. So if I can avoid checking my first attack, I'm gonna play this card so I can see it and then go, oh, play it instead. Don't risk it.
What are your thoughts on cutting this for another Encouragement and an Ignite?
Yeah, no, I've had that. Yeah.
Or you ready? We cut the window shopping altogether, and it could just be another Nervous Habit.
Okay, yeah, I'm down. I'm down to do a Nervous Habit and Encouragement.
Yeah. Well, we'll do Nervous Habit and then Ignite because it's a 0 diff.
Okay.
Right. Because as I'm looking at your difficulty curve, this is like a thing that you should be trying to fix, right? Why are you not playing Keen Observation? This is a character that actually like is down to play it because of how quickly you get to do this with Cremation, and it's just another 0 diff. Your goal, so like when it comes to deck building, and here's the thing for everybody at home, your goal should be like, can you elevator pitch yourself the deck? What does your Dobby deck want to do? It wants to build 6 on turn 1 going first.
Yep. And
then draw 7 cards, and they be 6 attacks and an action that you want. Or maybe 1 action you don't want, an action you do want. And then you play all of them. With 8 0 diffs, you don't get to play 6 foundations. You just don't get to. You get to play 4 comfortably. Right? Think about how good those chaos decks are at playing all of those spams, right? Yeah. And those spams don't have to do things. Tokuyami doesn't kill you because he gets +1 speed with excited. He doesn't. Right? That's not the reason that he gets there. He does it because he slams a bunch of foundations down and he plays every attack in his hand.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'd be down to put Keen in there. I didn't think about Keen with Cremation. Because I'm like, oh, I have no burn, so like this card kind of seems blank in this deck. But now I think about Cremation says you lose 2 now.
Yes, Cremation does now say you lose 2. So I lose 1, you lose 2. We are up to 82 cards, which means we need to cut some stuff. Yeah. The answer is, and this is in all honesty, I think it's just Revel, man. I don't think you need more damage, dude. I don't think you do. And I think that you're going to get plenty of, on turn 2, if you build 6 and then start playing cards, you're going to find your 10 for your Sugar Rush. You just are. You're going to find it. This is the card that I would just get rid of.
So you think I should keep Fastest Flame? I think that card just the speed's too useful.
It's a 1/5. My personal opinion is I don't know why it's besides the fact of like giving this speed or this speed, all of these other cards are all stuns. Why is it not Let's Fight Bad Guys?
Because I don't have a lot of Furies.
You have 4,
Well, now I have more.
7,
Now I have more, yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Now I just now I'm
half
down, yeah.
of your deck, right?
Yeah.
So like this card affects everything, but is limited.
Yep.
Is limited.
You can use it first time on your first enhance. Yeah. Okay. I'll be down to do that. Maybe swap that to a 3. Let's say bad guys. Or we'll leave it 2.
Well, if we're here, you said that this is the number that you wanted. I technically added a card to your deck, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be take out one of these Keens, but I don't love that.
We could drop maybe.
What's your block zones look like? We don't care about low blocks.
Oh,
We're killing people.
We could go forcing.
It could be one of these.
Or
heroic. Well, we don't want to get rid of this because it's a 1-diff.
Yeah.
Right. As we look at this, these are our choices. So we
True.
could get rid of one of the encouragements. I don't think we can get rid of a latent skill because of how your deck wants to work. This is a commit cost. It probably should just get out of your deck. Truthfully.
Yeah.
It should just probably leave.
Okay.
Now every 2-diff that you're playing is a flip cost, which means you don't commit cards, and this is pay 1 health, do the thing, which is great.
Yeah. What's the difference in block zone between the fastest flame and let's say bad guys?
It's a 2 mid versus 3 mid.
Honestly, we can take out fastest flame and just put in the
I'm in.
best fight bad guys because it's a better block and it's more reverse style.
Maybe. There it is. 2. I have reduced your deck size by 1. Do you want to increase the deck by 1 card? Or do you want a 77 to run it?
I think 77 run it because this hopefully lets me draw another attack or something when I do it.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is probably where I would. It's probably where I would exist with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This character is cool. It's one of the characters that as soon as I get a free time, I'm gonna be excited to build and share on Patreon. I guarantee it will happen this week.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the list, and you have a good rest of your night, okay? Tell me how these games go.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right. See you, buddy.